Good evening, AGCS, families, and loved ones. I'm so happy to be with you again on our Sunday evening book clubs. So this week was a very busy week. We had Cinco de Mayo, and I know my family enjoyed a fun celebration. I hope you guys did as well. I know I saw lots of pictures on social media of people sharing fun meals and activities all together. And this week was also Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week. There were so many amazing things that I saw at the Avon Grove or on the Avon Grove Charter School website. You all made wonderful posters and cards. You sent videos. It was amazing to see all of the love and appreciation that poured out to all of our teachers and staff. We know that this has been a pretty difficult time, a challenging time. Everybody misses each other and we want to be together at school, but we all, you at home and the teachers and all of the staff are doing the very best they can. I think that we are doing a great job supporting each other, and this week really brought that home to me and the teachers. So I really appreciate it. So it really warmed all of our hearts. Today I am going to continue reading some of our Aesop's Fables, and remember, a fable is a short story where you learn a lesson. And oftentimes in these fables there are animals that are the main characters, but not every time. So the first short story I'm going to read is called The Boastful Traveler. Now, when I see the word boastful, that means to brag about something. So let's see what the lesson is in The Boastful Traveler. A young man who had traveled to foreign lands returned one day to his native country. There he boasted of the marvelous feats he had performed in the places he had visited. One story he told over and over to anyone who would listen. When I was in Rhodes, he would say, I made the most amazing leap. Why, no man ever jumped that high, and I have witnesses to prove it too. At last, one of the townsmen who had heard this story many times said, if what you say is true, you need no witnesses. Instead of telling us how high you leapt, why not show us? So this lesson, or the moral of the story, or the lesson is, deeds are far more convincing than boasts. So what it's saying is, instead of telling us about the wonderful things that you did, show us, and then we will believe that. The next short story I'm going to read, and it's probably a story that many of you have heard before. It's one of my favorites, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Day after day, a shepherd boy tended a flock of sheep in the hills above his village. One day, just to cause some excitement, the shepherd boy ran down from the hill shouting, "Wolf, wolf!" The townsfolk came running with sticks to chase the wolf away. All they found was the shepherd boy, who laughed at them for their pains. Seeing how well this trick worked, the shepherd boy tried it again the next day. Again he ran down from the hills crying, "Wolf, wolf!" Again the townsfolk ran to his aid in vain. But the day after it happened that a wolf really came. The shepherd boy, now truly alarmed, and he shouted, "Help, come, help me, the wolf is getting the sheep." But this time the townsfolk said, "The shepherd boy won't fool us again with that trick." They paid no attention to his cries, and the wolf came for him and the sheep. When the people saw what happened to their sheep, they were very upset with that shepherd boy. So the moral of this story is, there is no believing a liar even when he speaks the truth. So I know it's very important that you always, boys and girls, always tell the truth. And then the very last short story I am going to read is The Ant and the Dove. A thirsty ant went to the river to drink. To reach the river, he first had to climb down the steep bank on a blade of grass. Halfway down, he slipped and fell into the swirling waters. A dove perched in a nearby tree saw the poor ant's desperate plight. Quickly, she plucked a leaf from the tree and dropped it into the river close to the ant. The ant was able to climb up on the leaf and float safely to shore. As soon as he was on dry land, the ant saw a hunter of birds hiding behind a tree with a net in his hand. Seeing that the dove was in danger, he crawled up to the hunter and bit him on his heel. The startled hunter dropped his net and the dove flew off. The dove, perched safely in the tree, called down to the ant, "Thank you, my little friend." "Not at all," said the ant. So the moral or the lesson in this story is that one good turn deserves another. And I think that falls right in line with our pack core values of being positive, accountable, confident, and kind. So when you are treating others as you want to be treated and you are helping others, like I see so many of you boys and girls do every day at school, one kind turn deserves another. Well, thank you guys for joining me for another edition of our Sunday evening book club. Mrs. Hendrickson will be back with you next Sunday from her home, reading possibly a couple more fables, and then I will see you the week after that. So stay safe and enjoy spending this time with your families. Have a good night, everybody.